discipline, number 2, personnel, and number 3, possible litigation, and no action was taken this evening. At this time, we'll open the board meeting for July 16th, and we'll call to order with the flag salute. And since Mr. Johnson is with us, is he with us now?
I'm waiting for confirmation from our
Okay.
team in the back.
Since Mr. Johnson's going to be on Zoom tonight.
Do we have Mr. Johnson on WebEx?
Okay, so
Okay,
we'll
so-
wait a second. This might be the quietest it's ever been in here. Good to see the mayor here tonight. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and go. He's good?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Mr. Johnson. Okay, at this time, we'll open with the flag salute, and since Mr. Johnson is on Zoom, I will lead us in our flag salute. Ready, begin.
With liberty and justice for all.
At this time, whoa, that's a little echo. At this time, we will introduce the board objective. Each month, we're emphasizing a board objective, and today we're emphasizing community engagement. It is important that our community is engaged in the district. Our parents are vital to the community engagement with the school district. So that's what we're going to be emphasizing tonight. And at this time, we'll go to adoption of agenda. Any changes?
No changes?
Okay.
Do you wish to skip the moment of silence, Mr. President?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Ferris.
We had it prior.
Yeah, we did have a moment of silence.
We did have a
didn't
nice
we?
moment of silence. So we'll do it again. We'll take a quick moment of silence. All right, so we've had 2 moments of silence tonight, but that's great. At this time, we'll go to number 2, good things. Does anyone have good things from the board?
I do, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
I just wanted to share an experience I had. I was able to do some travel this last month and found myself on the 4th of July in a very remote lake in northern Maine. And because of the winds, we weren't able to have fireworks. But as we were out on the lake, my son-in-law said, "Oh, there's an eagle." And we're watching this eagle from a distance, and then it came swooping over us, broadly spread wings from underneath this enormous bald eagle right there on full display on the 4th of July. And I have to tell you, I was kind of surprised at myself at how moved I was by that moment. It was clear to me why that bird was chosen. It was majestic. So I wanted to share that experience with you.
Awesome. Anybody else?
I-
Let's see. We were able to go up to, up north, up Onion Valley. You have Horseshoe Valley, then you have Onion Valley. And there's just gorgeous, you just drive up there in the park. They have a few camping places to go, but then you can hike. And, it's just every time you just usually hoofing it, and then you just stop and look, and it's just beautiful. And then on the way down, it's a whole different scenery. And I can do, and it's probably my 5th time doing it, and each time it's even more gorgeous. So we have a lot of things in our own backyard that we can do, not to mention our eagles, so, yeah, it's wonderful. Do it again.
Mr. Johnson, did you have something? Oh,
Sorry about that. I thought I hit unmute. I just want to tell you thank you for letting me dial in remotely. I was able to support Barb as we came back for her uncle's funeral tomorrow. So thank you so much for affording me the opportunity to virtually dial in and keep up with the board. Thank you.
no problem. We'll hope everything is okay and give our best to your wife and in this time for her.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I will say, since we're talking about some patriotic things, you know, I was thinking, man, no fireworks this year, and then I was pleasantly surprised of the that show, the drone show. My grandson is he's way into technology, and so he said, "Papa, we got to get there because you know we went there early and got our food, and then we went and ate, and we came back." And we got to get there in time to see those things go up because we saw them over there on the old Monroe site, and they were all lined up, and he just loved that thing. And I was pleasantly surprised on how cool that was, and that's really cool. I'm glad we had that, and thank you, Mayor, for all that whatever you guys did to get that thing going. It was awesome.
It'll be longer next year.
It's okay. You know what? We got to start somewhere. So, but awesome. Okay, number 3, anybody else? Okay, number 3, approval of the minutes of the special meeting of June 4, 2026, and special and regular meetings of June 11, 2026. Any changes on that? Okay, we'll approve those. Number 4, programs and presentations. I guess we don't have that since we're out of school, and so all our friends are gone, and so we'll go to 5, she's on her way up, public hearing. Amy, how are you tonight?
Doing well tonight, thank you.
Great,
Oh,
great to
let's
see
try
you.
this one over here.
One of them will work.
All right, so this evening, we are presenting the annual budget plan and service plan. Assembly Bill 602 requires the Special Education Local Plan Area, or SELPA, to submit an annual budget plan and an annual service plan for adoption after a public hearing to the board. As required in Education Code 56205, the SELPA budget plan and service plans are brought to the board for adoption this evening. And according to the governance and policymaking processes established by Sierra Sands, the completion of this process is documented by evidence that the public hearing was held. It's recommended that the board conduct a public hearing on the annual budget plan and annual service plan for the 2026-27 school year.
Okay, we're going to open the public hearing at 6:08. Okay, I guess we'll close the public hearing at 6:08 and 30 seconds. And we'll move on to number 6, reports and communication. And number 1, reports from members of the board. I have one. I got the, Dr. Moore was gone, and I got to be invited to the grand opening of our new White House on the base. And I got to tell you, I've lived in Ridgecrest since 1963, and I've never been in the White House. And I got a tour. So it was awesome. It was really a neat thing and a little warm, but I was really glad that I got to go and represent Sierra Sands. I really enjoyed that and got to see the brand new White House, and it's very impressive. So, anybody else? All right, we'll go on to the.
Actually, Robert, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I have
Tim.
something to add. I just wanted to say I had the opportunity to go with Dr. Moore back to the Federal Lands Impact School summer conference in Traverse City, Michigan last month. great opportunity to advocate for our schools. That's a great group that's doing good work for all the schools that are impacted by federal lands. So I think I'm glad we're supporting that for our district and for all the other districts that are losing funds from the federal government for federal lands. So thank you.
Okay. Keep me going there, Tim, because I don't see you, so sometimes I forget, but I see you over there on the right, so. We'll go on to the 6.2, the superintendent's report. Dr. Moore?
Thank you, President Campbell. Month 10 enrollment ended at 4591, which is down 246 from that time last year. So something we're certainly monitoring carefully. Our attendance rate was up at 89.8%, which was an increase 2.15% from the prior year. So our staff and families ended the year strong, showing up to support student learning. Since the last board meeting, we have had staff working diligently across the district to prepare our schools for our students, and we'll see more of that as our agenda progresses this evening. Also, students successfully completed the high school summer school program, extended school year, and expanded learning opportunities programs, which were offered across the district. So I wanted to say thank you to the staff for engaging with our students in these additional programs and to our students for showing up to prioritize their learning. In addition, we use the summertime for learning and extending our own learning as staff. And we had teams that, including board members, who attended the Charter Authorizers Conference earlier this summer. As Mr. Johnson mentioned, the Federal Lands Impacted Schools Association. We also had teams from 3 schools attend the Dual Enrollment Summer Institute and Avid Summer Institute, Project Lead the Way, and probably many others. So appreciate our staff who are taking the time over the summer, which does not take us away from students during the school year. And so we do try to prioritize that summer learning opportunity. In addition, the Kern County Registrar of Voters has opened up the election process for those that may be interested in the 3 open seats for our school board. And you can see the Kern County Registrar of Voters and their website for more information. And they have advised that it closes August 7th at 5 p.m. I would like to connect to the board objectives that Mr. Campbell mentioned earlier, that some of our recent work related to community engagement is continuing. So we ended the school year with a number of culminating meetings, such as our LCAP Advisory Committee that helped to create our local control accountability plan, the Community Advisory Committee that Ms. Self leads that helps oversee our special ed and related programming, and we do invite and encourage general ed participation in that as well. The District English Learner Advisory Committee that Ms. Decker leads, the Superintendent's Council, full of our parent leaders from school site councils and PTSOs or PTO groups. And we started the coffee with the superintendent. So those are all things that we have and have been starting lately. And we're looking forward to enhancing these offerings as we kick off the new year and coordinating events. And I know Ms. Self and Ms. Savko are looking, Dr. Savko, are looking at coordinating things like the community advisory and LCAP and seeing how we can leverage and grow without adding just more meetings, but being really strategic in aligning what we're doing and how we're engaging folks. And on that note, our newest event is coming soon, the Party in the Parking Lot. You may have seen, we've been putting out a little bit, but it's open to the entire community and will take place July 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Sierra Vista Center parking lot. We have a DJ with music, free giveaways, and great information and booths planned, resources for our students, families, and the entire community. So it will be the place to be, July 30th on Thursday, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. And finally, I just look forward to welcoming families, students, and staff back to the new school year. We have a number of events ready to kick off, beginning with our leadership team retreat next week. New teacher orientation follows shortly after, our all-hands meeting, August 5th, and the first day of school, which is the most important date on our calendar, August 6th. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, President Campbell.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. At this time, we'll go to the 6.3, report to the Board of Trustees by the Desert Areas Teachers Association. Kathy's going to be here tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, President Campbell, Dr. Moore, members of the board, community. any support that they need. And to that end, of course, we'll be at the new teachers meeting, we'll be at the all-hands meeting, doing our job to help welcome everyone back from summer vacation. And to the point of our engaged community, we are looking forward to doing what we can to interact with the community and so that we can all work together for a successful school year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. And I tell you, before you know it, August 6th will be here. Okay, at this time, we'll go to 6.4, report to the Board of Trustees by the California School Employees Association. Is Sylvia here tonight? Okay, we'll move on. At this time, we'll go to 6.5, communications from the public. At this time, the members of the public may address the board on an item not on the agenda. Comments should relate to items of public interest with the board's jurisdiction. The law prohibits the board from taking action on items not on the agenda. If appropriate, your comments will be referred to staff for response. When addressing the board, please state your name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. In accordance with the board bylaws, the board will limit the total time for public input to 30 minutes. Those wishing to address the board beyond the 30-minute time limit may do so at the end of the scheduled meeting agenda. And we will open at 6:16 for public comment.
I'm still not used to everyone having to see my backside when I do this, so. All right, good evening, Superintendent Moore, board members. My name's Travis Endicott. I'm here today to talk about, or I'm representing High Desert Heat Academy. Not as the mayor, not as the coach for their 15U team, but as a parent. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for everything that you do for the students in this district. Our organization exists for one purpose, which is to provide local student athletes with an affordable opportunity to grow through basketball. More than 90% of our athletes attend schools within the district. National research shows that youth sports have become dramatically more expensive. The Aspen Institute reports that family spending on youth sports has increased 46% in just 5 years, with basketball costs more than doubling during that time. As costs continue to rise, more children are being priced out of athletics. We don't want that to happen in Ridgecrest. If we cannot practice locally, our families must drive roughly 30 minutes each way for gym space. That creates additional fuel costs, time away from homework and family, and places parents and student athletes on the road late in the evening several nights each week. I would like to ask the board to consider that your school facilities or to remind you that they were built and maintained through tax dollars of our community. The families in our program are the very taxpayers who support these schools, and more than 90% of the athletes we serve are students in this district. We're not asking for these facilities for private gain. We're asking to use them to continue investing in the health, character, and development of the district's own students outside the school day. Our request is not simply about reducing a rental fee, it's about creating a partnership between the school district and the organization that serves your students. I'd be happy to explore becoming a district volunteer if there was a mechanism that would allow my service to offset some of the facility cost. Whether that's through coaching clinics, mentoring student athletes, supporting school athletic programs, volunteering in any ways that I can. I just want to be part of the solution. We all share the same goal, giving Ridgecrest young people every opportunity to succeed. I respectfully ask the board to consider a partnership that keeps athletics affordable, keeps our students practicing safely in their own community, and ensures that no child misses an opportunity simply due to cost. When we invest in our youth, we're investing in the future of Ridgecrest. That's been my stance as the mayor. Together, I believe we can find a solution that benefits our students, respects our taxpayers, and strengthens the relationship between our schools and the communities they serve. That's not just with the basketball program, that's with any local youth sports affiliation. And I know I'm right on time, but I do have a good thing to share as well, if I could have just a little bit more time.
Go right ahead.
So we've had 2 tournaments in the last month, and I coach the 15U team. And at each of the locations, both in Long Beach and in Las Vegas, after every game, I have been approached by at least one coach that thanked me for the character of our kids and the discipline that they showed. We did not win any game. We got close once. But it's the character and what you guys are instilling here at the school board, what you do at the school. It's my privilege to carry that on because they are a representative of Ridgecrest. They ask me where I'm from, and I say Ridgecrest, and they're like, Ridgecrest has some good kids. And so they are a shining example outside this city. When we wear those Heat jerseys, they still ask us, where are you from? And I'm proud to say Ridgecrest. And I tell them, hey, they go to Burroughs. So look out for them. So that was my good news. The kids of this community are very great kids. You know, they're energetic, they're passionate, and they represent this city well outside this town. So thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Endicott. I always appreciate good news about our students, so thank you so much. Anybody else? Okay, at this time, we'll close public comment at 6:21, and we will go to 7, Educational Administration. Amy.
As stated earlier, the Assembly Bill 602 requires the SELPA to submit an annual budget plan and an annual service plan, both adopted by the local Board of Education. These plans demonstrate that all individuals with exceptional needs have access to services and instruction appropriate to meet their needs as specified in their individualized education plans. The special education services provided by Sierra Sands are supported through a combination of special education state, federal, and local funds. The expenditure is documented in these plans. It is recommended that the board adopt the annual SELPA service plan and budget plan as presented.
Do we have a motion?
Move the recommended action.
Second.
Second, okay. Do we have any questions from the board? From staff or community? Okay, so since we have Mr. Johnson out, we're going to have to do our vote by, so we'll start with Mr. Ferris.
Aye, and thank you, Tim.
I probably can't hear you. Mrs. Campbell?
Oh, I hear you.
Oh. Mr. Scott?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And aye. So passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to, we have no policy review committee this month, so we'll move on to number 9, personal administration. Number 1, report to the board, quarter report of the Williams uniform complaint. Ms. Eubanks, how are you this evening?
I'd say we accept it since there's no findings.
Okay. Accepted, do we need to do a recommendation?
It's just for informational purposes only.
Informational purposes? Unless you,
I don't think that's not.
there's no complaints, so that's a good thing. So I guess we'll move on to number 2, waiver request enabling the district to assign individuals in certificated positions without appropriate credentials. Go ahead, Ms. Eubanks.
Approval of the governing board is required when the district is filing for a variable term waiver, provisional internship permit, or a short-term staff permit in order to assign an individual who is not appropriately credentialed for his or her assignment. Approval is requested for the district to submit request to the Commission of Teaching Credentialing for the listed individuals for 2026-27 school year. Financial implications are none. The recommendation is to approve the request for a variable term waiver, provisional intern permit, or a short-term staff permit in order that the individuals may be assigned in the designated positions for 2026-27 school year.
Move the recommended action.
We have a first, do we have a second? Do we have any questions from the board? Any comments? I kind of have a question or a comment. I know that we're talking about the speech pathology, and I was just curious if it's something we're going to focus on with the younger students, since they seem to have trouble with the Zoom speech when they have their speech time. I know Amy's coming up. So
I can help speak to
sorry
that.
about
So our plan is to focus our in-person services with our mod to severe students, so our students with AAC devices and have the greatest need for that in-person, and our littlest kiddos.
Great.
So we have spread them out among our preschool, Richmond, China Lake, and Burroughs at this point with our students, our littlest kiddos, and our students with the greatest need.
Awesome. Thank you for answering
You're welcome.
that. Any other questions from the board? From staff or community? Okay, at this time, we'll take a vote. Mr. Ferris?
Aye.
Ms. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And aye, Mr. Campbell, aye. So we have a 5-0 vote, so motion passes. And we'll move on to 9.3, approval of the new classified job descriptions, instructional aid mild to moderate and instructional aid moderate to severe. Ms. Eubanks again.
In the 2024-2025 collective bargaining agreement, the district and the CSEA decided to establish a classification committee. The purpose of the committee is to meet outside of the regular negotiations process to collectively review, evaluate, and analyze classified job descriptions and classifications. During the 2025-26 school year, the district and CSEA Classification Committee met on multiple occasions and reached consensus on several recommendations for consideration by the Board of Trustees. This item presents the committee's recommendation to adopt 2 new job descriptions to better reflect the specialized knowledge, training, and responsibilities required to support students with disabilities. The proposed positions are instructional aid, mild, moderate, instructional aid, moderate, severe. Financial implications. The proposed classifications are assigned to 2 separate salary ranges. The instructional aid, mild, moderate, is proposed to be range 18, and instructional aid, moderate, severe, is proposed to be range 20. The classification committee determined that the recommended compensation adjustments are appropriate because they more accurately reflect the responsibilities, training, and qualifications required for each position. Recommendation: approve the new classified job descriptions, instructional aid mild, moderate, and instructional aid moderate, severe as presented.
Move recommended action.
Looks like we have 2 at the same time, so I guess we'll go with, you can pick which one you want to do there, Kim. 1 and 2. Do we have any questions from the board? From staff or community? Okay, we'll take a vote. Mr. Ferris?
Aye.
Ms. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And Mr. Campbell, aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Okay.
Bev, how many days? Are we counting it down?
No, but it's soon.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to item 10, general administration, and number 1, appointment of student member to the Board of Education for the 26-27 school year. Dr. Moore.
Thank you, President Campbell. Last month, we introduced to you Shade Zender, our wonderful newly elected student board member for the new school year. So tonight, we ask the board to take action to appoint her, and then we anticipate her joining us next month. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Move the recommended action.
We have a recommended action. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. And do we have any, I know we met Shade in the last meeting, so I'm looking forward to having her. She's got big shoes to fill, telling you. So we'll take our vote. Mr. Ferris?
Aye.
Mrs. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And Mr. Campbell, aye. Motion passes 5-0. And at this time, I'll give it over to Mr. Johnson for the gifts to the district.
The following gift we received from Spearpoint Construction, all labor and materials for the installation of the gate to the auto shop at Burroughs High School with a cash value of $32,486. The gate installation is separate from the current construction contract with Spearpoint and is not being treated as a change order or a contract modification. This donation provides support to the district and has a positive financial impact. I recommend that the board accept the gift as described and send the appropriate letter of appreciation.
All right, do we have a recommendation? Motion?
I think he actually made the motion. I'll
Oh, did he?
second it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I move that we,
Okay, septic, okay, so we'll, any questions that anybody has about it? Or comments?
I'll make a comment. You know, I just always appreciate the relationship we have with Kevin Martin and Mr. Newman with Spear Point and everything that they do for the district. This is just not a one-off, as they have always supported us and have always gone out of their way to provide stuff that we possibly could not afford. So just wanted to thank them. So,
Yeah, I remember it was a while back when they did a huge thing for our baseball facilities, and it's just great. I mean, I remember when they were both at Burroughs High School, and it's great to see our people now running businesses and giving back to the school that they went to, so that's awesome. Appreciate that for Mr. Newman and Mr. Warren. Okay, we'll take a vote. Mr.
Aye.
Ferris? Ms. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
aye.
And Mr. Campbell, aye. Motion passes 5-0. At this time, we'll move to 11, Construction Administration. Number 1, report to the board, construction activities and issues. Mr. Moore, how are you this evening?
Very well, sir. You?
Good to see you.
I've come to a place where I need to change my glasses.
Yeah, I can tell you about that. Can't even take them off anymore.
President Campbell, Superintendent Dr. Moore, members of the board, faculty, and community, this is the current construction of facilities update. At the China Lake Junior High School campus, we're doing some fine-tuning on what we've been calling the Murray Expansion Project. Principal Andreasen provided emergency exit plans for student routing, and we've installed the fencing and gate to guide that. The siding looks professional. That's a relief. That was a big change order, and we did it, so it looks like the rest of the campus, and it blends in very, very well. It looks very professional. The furniture is scheduled for installation shortly, and our information technology department is completing infrastructure, safety, teaching technology, and communication features, focusing on the classrooms opening August 6th. Richmond Elementary and Las Flores Elementary Schools have previously earned the Purple Star designation, and China Lake Junior High School joins them in qualifying at the highest standards, specifically supporting military-connected students and their families' needs. We've ordered the logo to be painted on the front of their campus as well. They've definitely earned it. We should have that done before school opens as well. At the high school, we have 3 projects going simultaneously. Kevin and Matt, you've referenced Spear Point won 2 of the 3 proposals. Go JRM won the 3rd proposal. The previous library space that you see here was sharply underused. Anecdotally, over last summer, I asked a friend's 5th grade son how much of the encyclopedia he had read. He asked me what an encyclopedia was, a 10-year-old. I said, it's like Google, but in print. Oh, no, none of it. However, the library is integral to learning, and so we need to optimize how we use our current library spaces. Case in point, the N building, if we could picture that like a pie with a centerpiece. The different sections have been gutted. This is what it's looking like right now. You see the walls have been freshened up, the floors stripped, gutted. We'll be installing new carpet. That's on order, which will arrive, I believe, next week and be installed. And in the middle of that pie will be the section that has been previously used. Now it'll be the curriculum hub. Meanwhile, the previous library space, what you're seeing here are disconnected and disassembled bookshelves. I don't know who decided on the mustard color once upon a time, but you see on the right, they're coming out a professional glossy black that'll be installed over in the N building after we get the carpet in. So we'll have, if you will, a double pie wedge that'll be our new library, and behind it, the bigger room that'll serve as our curriculum. Right now, the shelves are being brought back in and placed in both halves, we'll call it, of our old library. This wall separating the 2 halves, if you will, is brand new. On the far side, that's where we had our computer lab, and that will soon be the wrestling practice area. On this side, 3/4-inch rubberized flooring will cover the whole space to accommodate the athletic department's weight training area. This will help the machines and other equipment last longer and be safer than the outside location we have had. Altogether, the 3 projects are pressing forward. Again, we're very conscious of the August 6th date. On the agenda this evening is an item concerning the upcoming construction project we referred to as Pierce 2, so I won't dwell on that now. Plus, we're going to see a lot about that project over the next few years. I'll just say that the presentation and the way this is being addressed is very professional, and I'm looking forward to the beginning, completion, and presentation of the campus that other districts are going to look at with envy. James Monroe? Yes. The city of Ridgecrest asked if they could borrow about 60 more feet encroaching on the unused play field at the back of the Monroe campus so that they can extend that for some staging area for roofing materials, et cetera, for the Penny Pool project. Doing that will provide adequate laydown space for those and other construction materials. With the very limited use we employ of the campus, we made sure that the construction is safely surrounded with construction fencing and keeping the kiddos away. This just shows where they're going to lay down their materials. Their fencing will be up either tomorrow or next week. Looking at all the masonry rebar on their project, I thought they're building an up above ground pool. They did dig a hole, so that's good. But importantly, you mentioned earlier, Board, the school district working so closely with the city makes this an actual community property, a community project that we're working together to bring together so everybody benefits from it. There are some major and minor, what we'd call minor projects completing, and we've become so comfortable with calling them regular summer projects that we can overlook them. Things like Pierce's asphalt playground, Mesquite's parking and basketball courts, deep cleaning throughout the district, and a dozen other projects that we can only get done when we don't have the students on site. The facilities construction and even maintenance and operations department have been pressing to complete these things well before people say summer break. That's my July update, and I appreciate your listening.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Moore? All good? Okay. You know, I got to tell you, I remember that when we had the weight room, and it was tight, and we had the wrestling room above, and they were boom, boom, in the weight room. This is going to be an awesome change for Burroughs. I think this will be really. This is a great idea. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good.
So we'll move to 11.2. I guess Mr. Moore is going to do this one. Approval of Progressive Design Build Project Team for the Pierce 2 project.
With the board's approval, the district issued a request for proposals seeking qualified progressive design build teams. In accordance with the Public Contract Code requirements and district procedures, proposals were evaluated using the best value selection process that considered qualifications, relevant experience, technical approach, project understanding, team organization, past performance, and price-related factors. Following proposal evaluations and interviews, the district's selection committee determined that Colombo Construction Company, together with DLR Group as its lead design partner, submitted the proposal providing the greatest overall value to the district and is the most qualified team to successfully deliver the project. Before you, you see a 3D model that was part of that presentation. And in the auditorium today, we have Louis Vargo from Colombo Construction and Jenny Harrison from DLR. Will you stand and be recognized? Thank you for your proposals. If awarded, the PSMI grant is expected to fund approximately 80% of the eligible project costs. The district's required local match is anticipated to be funded through Measure AA General Obligation Bond proceeds and other eligible local funding sources as approved by the board. The financial obligations associated with this agreement are consistent with the district's planned participation in the PSMI grant program. Construction funding will be presented to the board for approval at a future date following the completion of the design phase, negotiation of the guaranteed maximum price, and grant award. It is recommended that the board approve the progressive design build agreement with Colombo Construction, together with its lead architect DLR Group, for Phase 1 pre-construction services for the Pierce 2 project, and authorize the superintendent or designee to execute all necessary contract documents.
Recommended action.
We have a recommendation and a second. Do we have any questions from the board? Any
I'd like to
comment?
make a comment. You know, like previously with Matt Newman and Kevin Martin, you know, when you have this local talent, I've always appreciated having local talent do our construction activities. And even though Colombo's not actually in Ridgecrest, it's out of Bakersfield, I consider it kind of a local talent and the relationship that we have with them. So I was pleasantly surprised that when the board agenda came out, saw their name on it. And it's nice when you already have that working relationship with companies, so.
Thank you. It's always good to see Louis and Jennifer. Thank you so much for coming to this evening. At this time,
I have a comment as
Yes,
well,
Dr. Moore?
just to clarify. So the 3D model is up here, and you might need to stand up to see it, but that is simply a concept idea. The entire proposal as presented will have significant community engagement on the topic, multiple surveys with students, families, staff, and otherwise. So it is by no means decided that this is what it looks like. It is simply one of the great ideas that they were able to pitch to the committee in the process, and we thought it would be fun to bring and to show some of the ideas that have already been conceptualized, but by no means in stone, because we do value that community input as an integral piece to the process.
thank you.
And I think that falls under engaged community, right?
Yes, it does.
I'd like to comment just also, we know that this process takes a lot of time, but it's exciting to see that we're continuing to move and the things are beginning to happen that, actually have visibility to us. So it's great stuff. So thank you for your work.
You know, earlier I mentioned being able to go to the White House reopening, and it was, when I was seeing Admiral Hash, it was just, I just thanked him, because it's so thankful that the Navy has done so much for our school district, and it's, without that, we wouldn't have this ability to have these brand-new schools that we're getting, and it's just thankful that what they do for us, and community engagement, once again, having the Navy to help us so much. So we'll take a vote. Do we have any questions from the staff or community? No? Okay, we'll take a vote.
Actually, I do.
Yes, please, come on up to the microphone, Kathy.
Kathy McCoy. I know that when, Dr. Moore, when you had our question answer session, we had talked about, this would be a little bit off. I was just curious, Viewig is also going to be, where are we in that process of Viewig? Because it's Viewig and then Pierce, right? Or will they be worked on simultaneously?
So Pierce 2 is to build a STEM academy that's a TK8 STEM academy. And the OLDCC group has asked us to use the term Pierce 2 just to avoid confusion. Viewig as a school is not yet on the list. They were evaluated earlier last school year, and we anticipate in January or February the new list being published. If and when Viewig is up for replacement, that would be the visual and performing arts school replacement that is known as Pierce. So we're doing this swap with OLDCC. So right now, this entire project, as we're calling it Pierce 2, is to build a STEM academy, which we know as Viewig, but we're calling it Pierce 2 for clarity with the federal team that we're working with. If and when Viewig is eligible, that would be to build the visual and performing arts school, which we know is Pierce, but would be called Viewig 2. So right now, it
We're
is not
swapping the whole
eligible.
campus
We're swapping
space.
the whole grants, not the physical campus. That's a whole different process. But right now, the only school we have approval for the grant, or we have an invitation, I should say, for the grant with a budget allocation from the Fed team, is for this Pierce 2 project before you.
which will be moved to where Buick is now. Is that?
The
okay.
campus is a different campus. That's no
So where
school.
will this be?
It's a plot of land that we've shared previously that we would have to go through separately. It's between China Lake and Buick, and beside Burroughs, there's an L-shaped campus, but that's a little bit beyond the
Okay,
scope of this
okay,
item
In
right
that
now.
same area, though. That was, okay, that was
Yes.
my, okay, thank you.
You're not the first to ask that question. Just so you know.
And for the sake of clarification, is to make it more clear and less confusing for the federal government, not for us. It makes it much more confusing for us.
Exactly. So, okay, no other questions? We'll take a vote. Mr. Ferris?
Aye.
Mrs. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And Mr. Campbell, aye. Motion passes 5-0. We will move on to number 12, Business Administration. Jennifer, good evening.
Good evening.
And this is number 1, Resolution 012627, authorizing the establishment of bus routes for the 2026-2027 school year.
Good evening, President Campbell, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Moore, Deputy Superintendent Dr. Savko, staff, and community. In alignment with the board's focus tonight on community engagement, I'd like to share the Transportation Outreach Plan to ensure that families have multiple opportunities to access information regarding our bus routes and transportation services for the 2026-2027 school year. If approved this evening, the district's bus routes and stops will be published in the local newspaper. They'll be posted on the district website. Staff will have an informational table at the Party in the Parking Lot event so that families can obtain the routes. They can get assistance with the bus pass application and gain other information about our transportation services. Included with the route list are inactive bus routes or bus stops that are not currently in use because there aren't any students there. But by including those on the list now and maintaining them, in the event a student moves into that area, it will cut down on the amount of time to get that bus stop activated. So with that said, staff recommends approval of Resolution 01-2627, adopting the district's bus routes and bus stops for the 2026-2027 school year.
Move recommended action.
Second?
We have a recommended action in a second. Do we have any questions from the board? Okay, any questions from staff or community? Nope. Okay, at this time, we'll take a vote. Mr. Ferris?
Aye.
Mrs. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? And Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And Mr. Campbell, aye. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Jennifer. And we will now move out of the Sierra Sands School Board meeting and move into the Inyo Kern Schools Financing Authority Board of Directors meeting. And I'd like to call the Inyo Kern Financing Authority Board Directors meeting to order at 6:48. Adoption of the agenda. The first item on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda for today's workshop. Are there any changes?
No changes.
Okay, the agenda will stand as presented. Number 2, approval of the minutes. Are there any changes? No changes. Hearing none, the minutes stand as presented, and we will adjourn the meeting at 6:49. Thank you. Now we'll resume the regular Sierra Sands Unified School District meeting, and we'll go into consent calendar number
Move the entire
14.
consent calendar.
We have a motion and a second to move the calendar. Do we have any questions? Nope, staff, community? We will take a vote. Mr. Ferris?
Aye.
Mrs. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
And Mr. Campbell, aye. Motion passes 5-0. We will move down to any future agenda items that we would like to add to the agenda for the meeting of August 20th. So at this time, launch. School is a building which has 4 walls with tomorrow's inside. from lawn watchers. So, we will close the Sierra Sands Unified School District meeting at 6:50. Please stay nice and cool because it's gonna stay warm for a while. Enjoy your summer, and Mr. Johnson, please stay safe and have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for attending today's meeting. We'll close at 6:50.